Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America, website thisweekinamerica.us. As mentioned, back on our program, Dr. Susan Smith-Jones. We're talking about today the ABCs of easy and lasting weight loss. Get the skinny on slimming down and getting fit with Dr. Susan Smith-Jones. She's a leader in the fields of holistic health, anti-aging, optimum nutrition, and balanced living. She's a best-selling author among her book, Recipes for Healthful Bliss. That's a full-color cookbook. The Joy Factor, forward by Wayne Dyer. Walking on Air, your 30-day inside and out rejuvenation makeover. And she says permanent weight loss is certainly possible. Each one of you knows someone who has accomplished a long-term goal, maintained significant weight loss, 5, 10, 15 years or more. And Dr. Susan says you can be a success story as well, simply by using some of the simple techniques and supplementing your weight control plan with the program and guidance recommended in Susan's new books, The Joy Factor, Recipes for Health Bliss, and Walking on Air, and a popular worldwide collection, Slender and Prosperous, which is now available for a limited time on the homepage of her website, which is very simple, SusanSmithJones.com. Easy weight loss. Dr. Susan, welcome to the program. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Rick. It's great to be back with you again, and this is a topic I think of interest to most people.
Well, it really is, especially first part of the year, and we're worried about, okay, we said we were going to do all these things. It's not quite working out. And I used the words together, easy weight loss. Is there such a thing? Because I think sometimes people make it more complicated than it really needs to be.
You know, if you do follow all these tips we'll talk about, it really can be easy and lasting. It's that people sabotage themselves. They go back to old habits, they get in their own way, and they don't follow through with their commitments. And it's not just about diet, but it's a holistic approach. It's diet, exercise, water, other lifestyle practices, it's sleep, it's how to eat and not eat when you're under stress. We'll go through all of these now.
Yeah, we've got the 12 power strategies for lifestyle changes to achieve permanent weight loss. By the way, all this information we're talking about available at Dr. Susan's website, which is an excellent resource. And by the way, they can go sign up for the monthly newsletters, and there's a great deal of information. You sign up for the newsletter. I do. I look forward to getting it every month. And Susan, just go to the website, sign up, and it's that simple.
Go to my website. In the sidebar on the right, it says sign up now. So you can get the website just by clicking on the homepage. But I send out a monthly letter that's uplifting and motivating with new themes every month, beautiful photos. And for people that don't want to read an entire newsletter, you can read a short, motivational, empowering letter. So you just sign up in the sidebar where it says sign up, and you get it once a month. I don't inundate you with emails.
And it's very simple. Again, SusanSmithJones.com. Our website, thisweekinamerica.us. You can link on directly. Okay, out of the 12 power tips, number one, and this is interesting, change your color palette. Talk about how we do that and why that's so important.
Yeah, you want to ditch the white stuff, Rick, because white foods like white bread, white flour, pasta sugars, cakes, pies, donuts, and muffins, they'll all add pounds to your waistline and add little to nothing to your nutrition. And that's because these white foods have a high glycemic index, and that means that they raise your blood sugar rapidly, only to have it crash and burn, then causing you to eat more sweets and other fattening white stuff. So stay away from sugar, basically things made with white sugar and white flour. But here's an exception to the avoid white foods rule. That is to eat plenty of onions and garlic, even cauliflower, because these are all loaded with powerful antioxidants that promote health and help prevent disease.
You know, so many grew up eating, the white bread, white rice, that type of thing. So you're saying we really need to take a break from that. Or in fact, we need to leave it in our past and move forward and make the diet more colorful.
Yes, and remember, it's not a diet. This is a whole lifestyle change. And it might take about 21 days to get used to the more chewiness of brown rice over white rice. But after 21 days, you will accept these new foods as a new positive habit.
And then when you start seeing results, and you will if you follow the plan we're talking about in the program today, suddenly you don't want to go back and eat the white stuff. It's like, this is sort of good. I'm enjoying this now, and I'm seeing results. Number 2 is drink lots of water. And we've talked about that before. And boy, that is so simple. And just about everywhere you go, you can get actually free water. They still do free water. I know you can pay for it if you want to, but they make free water available all across the country. And it's so beneficial, and it's not hard to find, and it's not expensive.
Yes, exactly. And it's really good to drink the right kind of water. But, good alkaline water keeps the body hydrated, flushes out toxins, satisfies thirst, which we often mistake for hunger. And not all liquids will do, like coffee, caffeinated tea, colas and sodas, and alcohol. They will all dehydrate the body. But your goal is to drink about 2 quarts of water a day. Now, I know we're just scratching the surface. So rather than taking notes, keep in mind that at my website, go to blog, and the first 4 blogs will be all about these weight loss tips, about the best water, everything we're talking about today, but in much more detail.
And then you're talking about lifting weights for faster metabolism. We get to the exercise part of it. When you talk about lifting weights, so many people think, okay, I've got to go do 160 pounds at the gym. Talk about exactly what you mean, how we go about doing this.
Yeah, and we touched on this in detail last week. But the more muscle you have on your body, the more calories you'll burn even at rest. And if you can add 10 more pounds of muscle to your body, you can burn about 500 more calories a day. How do you do that? With strength training or weight training, whatever you call it. Even your own weight, doing push-ups, and I was just in England, they call them press-ups, and planks. That will help build muscle on your body. And if you do 2 30-minute strength training sessions per week, that will help you get quickly to your goal of adding on more lean muscle tissue. You don't need to go to a gym. You could get DVDs. You could do it in the comfort of your home. But if you want to be healthy and handle the battle of the bulge issues once and for all, you've got to make doing some strength training part of your weekly program.
You're listening to This Week in America. Our website is thisweekinamerica.us. Information there on our guest on the program today, Dr. Susan Smith-Jones. We're talking about the top 12 power strategies for lifestyle to change your habits of eating. Permanent weight loss can be yours if you follow what we're talking about in the program today. Information at Dr. Susan's website, which is susansmithjones.com. Also, 2 free ebooks available at the website, The Curative Kitchen and Detoxify and Rejuvenate. In keeping with the theme of exercise, you're talking about the importance of cardio. How do we incorporate that into our lifestyle?
Yes. So in addition to the strength training, at least twice a week, you want to raise your heart rate for 30 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week, with some type of cardio exercise. It could be walking or cycling, if you like to jog or hike, whatever it is. Now, if you live in an area of the country that's cold and snowy and rainy and icy, really anywhere that you live, it's always a good idea to have one piece of aerobic equipment in your home so you won't let the excuses get in the way that it's too cold to go outside and work out. And I always say to keep a pedometer on you throughout the day, because your goal will be to get 10,000 steps in during the day, because every time you walk anywhere, you're getting some type of aerobic workout. But it is good for 30 minutes to get your heart rate up during the activity.
Eat at home is something that you talk about, and watch your portions. 2 phases there. Eat at home. Why is that important? And then I want to ask about your eating habits when you eat out, because so many people are like, I really do well, and then we go out a couple times a week to eat, and I'm just afraid I'm smashing what I'm attempting to eat by going out because I'm getting all the wrong foods. Eating at home.
Control. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Well, exactly, because the chef is going to put on the plate what he wants to put on the plate, not
and
necessarily what you want.
You want to get your money's worth.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to leave any.
I know. I'm going to give you some hints. But first of all, research shows that the more often a person dines out, the more body fat he or she has. Here are some tips to control your portions, because most people have a poor perception of appropriate portion sizes. So before I give you what's a portion size, here are some tips to control portions. If you're out to eat, share a meal. Or they don't love you to do it at a restaurant, but it's better for you. Order a half portion. Order an appetizer as a main meal. Ask for a portion of your meal to be boxed up when it's served so you won't be tempted to eat the whole thing and stop eating before you begin to feel full. And if you want to know what a portion size is, I think this will boggle the minds of most of our listeners because people eat much more than their bodies need. Here's a quick list of portions. A portion of meat should be no larger than a deck of cards. A serving of cheese should be no larger than 6 dice. Serving of fish, the size of a checkbook. Vegetables and fruit, the size of a baseball. A serving of dried fruit or nuts, the size of a golf ball. Tortilla and pancake, no larger than a compact disc. And a small baked potato is the size of a computer mouse.
You know, the first time I heard, like, meat the size of a deck of cards, I went out and bought a deck of these flashcards that you use for the kids that are like about 12 inches square. So I was okay. I was covered with that. I used that as the guidepost. When you think about that, I guess I always assumed a portion is whatever they're putting in front of me. And that's not the case.
Don't think that anymore.
No. That a portion is a lot less than you can imagine when you're out eating, and even when you're home and eating, and it's like, okay, this fits nicely on the plate. Slow it down. How does that fit into this?
Yeah. Now that segues beautifully from 5, and that is when you slow it down, you savor your food more, and then you're satisfied on less food. Less is more to the wise, I always say. And remember, it takes 20 minutes for your body to get your satiety signal. In other words, the signal that's enough, that signal. And if you finish your meal before 20 minutes, you're probably going to overeat. So just slow down. Here's a novel idea. Put your fork down between bites. Chew your food well. Things our grandmother always told us.
And it comes back and we find out that it's actually true and there are benefits to that. Grazing is something that we've touched on before, did around the holidays, but you encourage grazing like year-round.
Yeah, it's a very effective weight loss tool. And that means that you take what you want to eat in a day, and rather than eating it in 2 to 3 meals, divide it into 5 or 6 every 3 to 4 hours. It stokes your metabolism. And you can plan out little 300-calorie mini-meals like a poached egg, a slice of whole grain toast, and a small orange is 300 calories. A spinach salad loaded with vegetables and light dressing, that's 300 calories. Even 3 ounces of a turkey breast, a slice of whole grain toast, and a cup of tomato soup. So you can plan out these little 300-calorie meals. If you did that throughout the day, and then also don't eat too close to bedtime, you will find every day your stomach is getting flatter and flatter, and you'll begin to lose the weight. It's like putting kindling on a fire. It will stoke your metabolism.
All of this information available at Dr. Susan's website, which is susansmithjones.com. Our website, thisweekinamerica.us, will do a direct link to our website. A lot of great information there. Information on the books that I had talked about. And I also know if you go to the website, you can actually order books that you will sign for people, autographed copies.
Yeah, just go to the home page, scroll halfway down. There are 3 options, and you can get 3 autographed books by me, and then they come with a bonus of my entire series of natural remedy booklets, CDs, combos, absolutely free as a gift. So just go to susansmithjones.com, scroll down, and I would start with option 1 because it's got my Walking on Air, so you get the 30-day detox rejuvenation program, then you get the Joy Factor and my full-color recipe book. So I would recommend start with option 1.
And just go to the website to get all that information, susansmithjones.com. We're back to talking about the top 12 power strategies for the lifestyle change to achieve permanent weight loss. And we're up to item number 8, which is don't eat under stress. And boy, if there's something you should probably plan for during the day, especially a day when you've got some stress in your home life or stress in your office life, life, when things happen, all of a sudden you find yourself eating a bag of pretzels and you don't even remember opening the pretzels.
There must have been a hole in the bottom.
Yeah, how did that happen?
They're all
I don't remember
gone.
going to get them. You're under stress, you're worried about things, and the first thing you do is you'll look for something to pop in your mouth.
I know. And really, who's not under stress these days?
Yes.
So we'll have to do a whole nother show just on stress. But not only if we eat when we're under stress, we eat often in some misguided desire to fill our emptiness up or calm the jitters that we mistake for hunger pains. So it's always good to breathe deeply, maybe take a walk, because when you're completely stressed out and you eat, it raises the level of the cortisol, one of the stress hormones in the body, which then will increase your cravings for fattening, sweet and salty foods. So it's important to manage your stress. And I always like to take a minute or two before a meal. And I sit, and it's in front of me while I'm smelling the beautiful meal. I breathe deeply. I say my grace, my prayer. And I'm so grateful for the food. And that just helps me to eat the food more slowly and not feel stressed out while I'm eating.
Another item you have here is sleep it off and sleep and water. Those are things that keep coming up as we talk about all these different problems that we have and how we can alleviate these problems and literally change our lives. Sleeping is so important. And again, as we read literally week after week in the media, none of us are really, or many of us are not getting nearly enough sleep.
Yeah, and check out my first blog, because I talk a lot about sleep and how to sleep like a baby. Sleep is when we reset our appetite control and pain control. It's when we renew and regroup for the next day to come. And if you are in sleep debt, research shows that you'll gain weight easily and you'll have a very difficult time taking off the extra weight and keeping it off. Because sleeping less affects changes in a person's basal metabolic rate. That's the rate of calories you burn when you're at rest. So if you want to lose weight and really be vibrantly healthy, you've got to make getting good sleep non-negotiable every single night. Ideally, you want to strive for 7 to 9 hours of sleep.
Dr. Susan Smith-Jones, our guest on the program, website susansmithjones.com. Going through the list of power strategies for a lifestyle change to achieve permanent weight loss, several more to talk about in the program. You mentioned a spice and some other nutritional supplements that help us burn calories, actually take away some of the food cravings, and actually, again, can prevent us from overeating.
Yeah, definitely. Cinnamon is a great spice because it balances out your blood sugar level, takes away some cravings. So find a way to put cinnamon powder in your food at some point during the day. I always sprinkle it into my smoothie. You know, I've talked about this before. I put a cinnamon stick in water. One cinnamon stick you can transfer from glass to glass, bottle to bottle. It will last about 2 days, and then it uncurls. You throw it away, put in a new cinnamon stick. Hawaiian spirulina. We've talked about it before, but it's nature's most nutrient-rich superfood. I believe it's the 4th blog. You can read about it in my current newsletter, but also in the 4th blog. And I did a clinical study where I had people take 3,000 milligrams of it every day and over 3 months. And everybody, over 100 people in my study, lost 1 to 3 pounds every single week by just adding this into their diet. You can get it in powder or tablet form. And also, when you order it, if you use the code REVITALIZE, you'll get a 25% discount. So you can get more details on that, on the Hawaiian spirulina and the Hawaiian astaxanthin I take and recommend in my 4th blog.
And you talk about superfoods. Are there superfoods that we can eat that actually will help us achieve the goal?
You know what? If you can eat more raw foods that haven't been heated in any way or cooked, like lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, that will help melt the fat off of your body. And I just posted a great article. If you scroll over in my navigation bar to articles, it's the first one, The Healing Power of Raw Foods. And I even show how to create a raw food diet to make you lose the maximum amount of weight.
That's all available at the website. And about 30 seconds left in the program. Number 12 is some final surefire tips that we'll leave everybody with to help us win the battle of the bulge.
Yes.
What are some of the tips that we should take away as we're wrapping up the program?
You know what? And I know we don't have much time, but check my second blog. It's about the healing power of heat therapy, of profuse sweating. And I highly recommend that everybody look into getting a good infrared sauna. The one I've used for 20 years is by Thermalife. So, Rick, and that, I know we're pressed for time. So in the second blog, I talk about how taking a sauna a few times a week will help you lose weight, reduce cellulite, relieve stress, help quell joint and muscle pain, make your skin look youthful and gorgeous. And one session in the Thermalife infrared sauna, according to studies, can burn up to 300 calories. That's the equivalent of jogging 2 to 3 miles or doing an hour of weight training. So I'd recommend everyone get an infrared sauna.
Really a lot of benefits with that. And you can get all this information at the website SusanSmithJones.com. She's been our guest on the program today. When you go there are 2 free ebooks available at Susan's website, The Curative Kitchen and Detoxify and Rejuvenate. Sign up for the monthly newsletter. You get information on getting autographed copies of the book and all sorts of information there. Dr. Susan, always a pleasure to have you on the program. We will have you back once again, probably about another month. And it's always great, a lot of great information on the program. And remember, sleep and water. If you take away nothing else, sleep and water, and it will make your life a lot better.
And smile.
And smile. And
Yeah,
we have to talk about the
definitely.
power of the power of smile and the power of the mind. We'll talk about
Right,
that on future
absolutely.
programs. Susan
Thank you
Smith-Jones,
so
our guest.
much.
Thank you very much. We will talk to you in another month. And again, the website, very simple, SusanSmithJones.com. You're listening to This Week in America. Website, thisweekinamerica.us.